everyone. Today it is the poll winner of the week, and you've chosen for me Simon and Garfunkel. I was thinking, I think every single Simon and Garfunkel song I've listened to date, I have enjoyed immensely, and I guess most of them have gone on my playlist, so I don't know if there's one that hasn't. So I'm really excited that you chose another one of their songs for me as this week's poll winner, and that is I Am a Rock from 1965. And let's just dive in and see how it sounds and see what else I have to hear from them.
A winter's day in a deep and dark December.
I like the way that this opening dum 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 diddly dum 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 diddly. I mean, on its own, it's okay, it's fine. But I love the way that it joins with that along with the first line, a winter's day. When the voice came in, suddenly it made me start thinking and building an image of a kind of winter's day. And actually, it threw me back to another well-known classical Baroque composition, that is Vivaldi's Winter from his Four Seasons, because that's another one which kind of sets a mood. And in a way, even though this doesn't sound anything the same, they still feel like they're kind of tending towards that same kind of wintry, reflective atmosphere. I want to hear that again. It's interesting. I'm wearing headphones, and all of that is coming out of one side.
A winter's day.
A winter's day. Oh.
In a deep and dark December.
Woo!
I am alone, gazing from my window to the streets below, on a freshly fallen silent shroud of snow. I am a rock, I am an island.
That's a real chorus feel.
I built walls, a fortress deep and mighty, that none may penetrate.
There's a little melody hiding away behind everything there.
A fortress deep and mighty, that none may penetrate. I have no need of
You can hear it in
friendship.
between.
Friendship causes pain. It's laughter and it's loving I disdain. I am a rock, I am an island.
It's so I don't know, anthem-like. And when it got to this line, I'm a rock, I am an island, I felt myself wanting already to sing along. I am a rock, I am an... And it's only the second time I've heard that line in the song so far. It really pulls me in and carries me along easily, naturally. And I guess that's one of the things that I find that I really appreciate about Simon and Garfunkel's music is while it is very much folk rock, folk-based style, simple melodies, simple harmonies, not really complex like, say, the Beatles started getting into in terms of harmonic design and all kinds of instrumentations and stuff. I really appreciate how each one of Simon and Garfunkel's songs that I have heard really feel like it doesn't require any effort from me at all. No effort, not even attention, to be pulled in and carried along into this song's experience. Everything from that introduction, which was setting up a whole different mood, and then the quick shift and blasting into an anthemic style, declarative piece of music. And even that, which happened unexpectedly for me, it happened, and I was still carried into the next kind of musical experience that the song is asking me to. It's not even asking me, it's just handing it to me. It's effortless for me in terms of what it takes for me to experience this music. That's not something I've really talked a lot about to date. It's just an idea that I'm suddenly recognizing here with this piece of music in the context of everything I've heard so far. There is a good deal of music which I've listened to, and I have really deeply appreciated, even some of it loved. But it's not always something that I say, okay, I can listen to that and suddenly it's all there. I give it attention. I give it time, and I develop into it. Simon and Garfunkel has this special ability, this special touch, this special skill of the way they handle the music, what they do with the music. They're singing, the instruments, everything about them. It makes it completely effortless. And at the same time, it's not, okay, I say effortless. How do you make something effortless? How do you make it easy without making it boring or dull to the point that I turn off my ears? And that's what I'm suddenly realizing today. I've got to think about this a bit and really start. I'm curious to start trying to analyze and unravel the mystery behind what is the it. What is it, that magic dust that they have that makes it so effortless, that carries me into and envelops me every time I listen to a piece of music by them, and enjoy it just like that, as if it's handed to me on a silver plate.
That none may penetrate. I have no need of friendship. Friendship causes pain. It's laughter and it's loving I disdain. I am a rock. I am an island. Don't talk of love.
I like all the textures, these mental textures, but I'm also enjoying thinking about this idea they're expressing in the lyrics.
I won't disturb the slumber of feelings that have died. If I
love the attitude they bring into this.
would have cried. I am a rock. I am an island. I have my books and my poetry to protect me. I am shielded in my armor, hiding in my room.
This music is the perfect pairing with these lyrics. Such an interesting way of handling this idea of somebody who's isolated and alone and happy to be that way, content with being that way, and not interested in going out or building connections. It's the anthem of isolation, self-isolation. And these lines that they're putting, I have no need of friendship because friendship causes pain, and it's laughter and it's loving I disdain. The amount of story that is distilled into those lines. Don't talk of love. Well, I've heard the word before. It's sleeping in my memory. I won't disturb the slumber of feelings that have died. In other words, this is building a portrait of a person. It's very, it's one of those pieces that really makes me start to build a story, an image, even think of it as a portrait, as a painting, as an illustration, a portrayal of a person with a lifetime of experience. And they have loved and they have laughed and they have had all those experiences and they have lost the things that made them feel those experiences. And rather than despairing, they just pulled back into themselves, built their own little world around them, books, poetry. Don't go out because those memories are too painful. We'll just live in this little isolated world in an island that I've created. And I am a rock. I'm steady. I'm calm. I'm stable. I've buried those feelings. I'm not ashamed of them. I'm not ashamed of the fact that I've experienced them. I'm not embarrassed. I don't hate that I've experienced them. This line. If I never loved, I never would have cried. It even acknowledges that they experienced deep love, beautiful experiences, and then the sorrow of losing them, went through the mourning process, and then came out or at least came to a state of existence where cried is past tense. I never would have cried. I am a rock. I am a rock. I am an island. It builds such a real life portrait in my mind. And the music works so well with it because it has a softness, it has a texture, it has an elaborateness in the melodies and the different instruments that are participating in it. But underneath it all, there's this rock solid feel of consistency, of reliability, of stability. And as long as we keep here holding onto this rock, our lives will remain safe and stable. And we have chosen something that is not going to threaten, not going to throw off our equilibrium. And so I think that the way they've set these words presents this idea really well.
I have my books
And it's not,
my poetry to protect me.
it's upbeat, it's cheery. There's a happiness about it. I'm not fighting against this. I've chosen it and I'm happy here.
Safe within my womb. I touch no one and no one touches me. I am a rock. I am an island. And a rock feels no pain. And an island never cries.
Back to this. What a great piece of music. I'm thinking also now of this opening and the way it wrapped up with that as well. And the way this sets this atmosphere, this reflectiveness. It's almost like I'm starting to think of this as the scene out the window. I am alone, gazing from my window to the streets below, and that's the world out there. It's a bit distant, and there are things that attract me that could be attractive. But then we enter the anthemic portion of the piece, the celebration of self-isolation, of closing our world around us for the sake of our own emotional stability and just choosing that that's where we are in our life. And it's almost as if this starts to also tell a story of somebody who is in this state, living this life, looking out the window, saying something that softens them, or a hint of a kind of yearning. And then they pull back into their chosen way of life. And the anthem part is them reminding themselves why they don't go out. Maybe I started to feel like it, but no, this is me. This is where I am. This is how I want to be. I don't want to destabilize this. And the way it ends with this final, so we've been through this kind of joyful, happy, upbeat, buoyant celebration of this our chosen way of existence. And then it ends like this.
It's me. I am a rock. I am an island. And a rock feels no pain.
So final. And a rock feels no pain. Not only that, you hear the descent. And a rock feels no pain. It's such a final statement. Almost like this entire anthem has been our singing, celebrating our choice as a way to convince ourselves that no, we don't want to go out. We don't want to take those risks anymore. We've passed that point in our lives where we want to take those risks. And then at the very end, we hear the tragedy of it.
And a rock feels no pain, and an island never cries.
And an island never cries. So somehow gazing out the window at the wintry December scene started to stir up some emotions within us, some feelings, maybe memories of beautiful times, and we start to feel the pain of having lost it. And we pull ourselves back out of that, because a rock feels no pain, and I am a rock. I don't feel pain anymore. And an island never cries. We felt the tears coming on, and we quickly shifted back to the choice that we've made and our determination to live a life without pain and without tears, because we've chosen to avoid those things. It reminds us of, it expresses the tragedy of that choice.
There's no pain.
And then when we hear this wintry scene come back, it's almost as if that is saying that is what put us on the verge of rediscovering some part of us, and the tears, we felt them starting to wake up, and that is the scene that triggered us. It's almost like maybe we're choosing to turn away from the window now. And thinking back to my experiences with other Simon and Garfunkel songs, and now this one, it's not just the fact that they hand it to me, served on a plate, ready to enjoy, and I'm carried along effortlessly into the musical experience of the song, But more than that, it's the beautiful marriage between music and lyrics. And they manage to present these ideas, which are really quite profound and thought-provoking, and can be explored rather deeply. This one, I Am a Rock, or The Boxer, or Vlad, help me, some of the other ones that I've listened to.
El Condor Pasa.
Yes.
Scarborough Fair.
Scarborough, oh yes, I remember that one.
Bridge over Troubled Water.
And that one too, yes.
Mrs. Robinson.
So all of these have messages or stories or ideas embedded in them that are so much a part of them. It's not just listening to music for the sake of passing time. These are presenting, and it's so not preachy. It's so enjoyable and uplifting musically. They managed to create this, I don't know, it's an alchemy of sorts, isn't it? where we have these wonderfully compelling and enjoyable pieces of music, which carry such really serious subject matter, but it's presented in a way that doesn't pull us down, it's not depressing, it doesn't drag down our mood. It's almost as if the music and the ideas and everything are simply by their existence pointing us in the right direction, pointing us out of ourselves. This one, it's not blaming us or judging us if we choose to live like this. It's not at all. It's not saying, oh, you're missing, oh, you should. Oh, what a tragedy. No, it's not saying that. It's just presenting the picture in a way that makes us reconsider, if we wish to reconsider, and points out perhaps a bit of the fallacy of that kind of belief and choice, but at the same time, it leaves the entire interpretation and choice of action up to us. It's not proselytizing us, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. It's not proselytizing us. It's not lecturing us. It's not trying to manipulate us. It's just presenting it, and then it's up to us to do what we choose to do. But at the same time, it's not entirely neutral either, because although there is no blame, no guilt, no condemnation, at the same time, again, it's the music, the lyrics, and everything about it that gently, warmly, kindly, generously just points us towards the sunnier choice, points us towards the should I say the right choice? If I say the right choice, then suddenly there's a wrong choice. Oops, I just about dropped my headphones. Suddenly there's a wrong choice, and suddenly we end up back in this world of judgment and condemnation. But still, it points us towards the sunnier, warmer way of being. And I've always enjoyed every single song I've listened to by Simon and Garfunkel. I've enjoyed each one. But each time I listen to them, and each time I hear a new song, I gain more and more appreciation for who they were and what they did in terms of shaping our way of relating to the world around us. And here is another wonderful example. Thank you all who chose this for me. And I am, as always, looking forward to what you choose for me next week. And I'm excited and eager for whenever the next time is, I will hear yet another Simon and Garfunkel as well. I'll see you soon.